All right, so today we're going to tear down what you think you know about commercial estate agents. We're going to use this really specific, cool market in London, Pimlico, to get at a much bigger idea, what you should actually be looking for when you need a property partner.
So let's just get right to it with the question I bet a lot of you have asked yourselves, why is finding the right workspace so ridiculously hard? You know the feeling, right? It's stressful, it's unpredictable, and you feel like you're just another name on some agent's massive list. Well, I'm here to tell you, it really doesn't have to be like that. Okay, so to figure out what a better way looks like, we're going to zoom in on this one amazing market, Pimlico in London. I mean, look at this place. It's got this awesome blend of village charm, but it's also packed with creative energy. And it's right in central London. Seriously, it's the perfect little laboratory for our case study today. But here's the thing. That unique blend, it actually creates a pretty big challenge. In a place like Pimlico, which is both super competitive and has tons of character, finding any old office isn't the point. No way. The real goal, the real challenge, is finding that one single space that just clicks with your business's identity, its culture, and everything you're trying to achieve. And this is where things get really interesting. We're seeing this massive shift in how the best agents operate. They're ditching the old, outdated model and really leaning into a whole new philosophy. They're not just salespeople anymore. They're becoming genuine partners. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? We're not salespeople. We're marketers, listeners, and connectors. Man, that is so much more than just a catchy slogan. It's a full-on mission statement. It completely changes the game for what an agent's role and their value really is. Okay, so what does that actually mean for you, the person looking for a space? Well, it means you're not just hiring some random agent. You're working with an expert who is genuinely passionate about people and about the spaces they live and work in. Their whole job is to take this messy process and make it simple, make it transparent, and turn it into a smart, strategic move for your business. And look, this isn't just some fluffy, abstract idea. This whole philosophy translates into a really clear step-by-step process. So, let's break down the three-step blueprint that actually makes this all happen. All right, so this whole winning process boils down to three key things. First, you market with impact. Second, and this one's huge, you listen, like really listen. And third, you make the right connections. See, it's a system designed to put your needs front and center every step of the way. Okay, step one, market with impact. We're talking about so much more than just slapping a listing online. It means you have to know the audience in a place like Pimlico. You know the creative types, the consultants, the art gallery owners, and you don't give them a sleazy sales pitch. You give them what they actually want. Hard facts, incredible visuals, and top-notch professional photos that make a place absolutely pop off the screen. Now, step two, this might be the most important one of all. Listen. And I don't just mean hear the words, I mean really listen. A great agent isn't going to just grill you with a checklist of generic questions. They start by trying to understand what makes you tick as a person, as a business. They then take all their deep down local knowledge, the vibe of Pimlico's elegant squares, the feel of being near the river, and they use that to find a match on a totally human level. And finally, we get to step three, making the right connections. You know the old saying, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, it's kind of true here. A top-tier agent uses their massive network of contacts for more than just finding a space. They're managing expectations, juggling timelines, and connecting people to opportunities to make sure the deal is a win-win for everybody involved. Okay, so we've talked about the philosophy and the process, but how does that actually show up in the real world? Like, what services do you actually get? Let's open up the toolkit and see what a real specialist brings to the table. So a really solid approach is usually built on three main pillars. You've got your bread and butter sales and lettings, of course, but that's backed up by some serious expertise in capital markets, thinking about property as an investment. And then there's the ongoing advisory and management stuff. It's not just a one-and-done deal. It's a full-circle support system.
And this is where it gets really good. Look at the details here. We're not just talking about finding an office. We're talking about a bespoke search for a creative studio or finding that perfect retail spot. It's getting real strategic advice on investments and having someone who can actually help you with the nitty-gritty stuff, like lease renewals, rent reviews, even managing the whole property for you. That's a different level.
Which brings us to the big takeaway, the whole point of our deep dive into the Pimlico market. When you boil it all down, it comes back to one thing, the absolutely undeniable power of specialist local expertise.
And this right here just lays out the difference perfectly. A generalist agent, they've got a one-size-fits-all approach for everything. But a specialist, they have a deep, almost instinctual understanding of the local business scene. They're not about broad, shallow knowledge. They're all about sharp, targeted insight. They're not focused on listings. They're focused on partnerships. It's a totally different ballgame.
And why does that matter so much? Because a place like Pimlico, it's not just a postcode on a map, right? It's a living, breathing community of businesses. It's got its own unique character, its own unique needs, and its own ideas about what success looks like.
I mean, just look at the mix of businesses in that one community. You've got funky design studios and art galleries right next door to buttoned-up professional services. You even have huge global companies who are specifically looking for a London spot that doesn't feel like a generic glass box. A real specialist knows how to talk to all of them, from a two-person startup to a giant corporation.
So let's just hammer this home. The crucial point is this. It doesn't matter if it's Pimlico or some other neighborhood with a strong identity. Deep, local expertise is not a nice-to-have. It is the absolute, non-negotiable key to winning in a market that's got both character and competition.
And that brings us right to our big finish. The role has fundamentally changed. The modern commercial agent, they're not just a service provider you call for a one-off transaction. They are a strategic partner, someone you bring into the fold to help you crush your goals.
So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. For your next big move, and it doesn't matter if you're looking for a space for 2 people or a whole corporate campus, ask yourself this: are you just looking for a listing, or are you looking for a partner?